today's exhibition, and we'll take some questions.
Yeah, it was nice to start the season off officially, I think, right now. So thought the fans seemed excited, and I know it was just one side, but it was a good start, and some newbies, and I thought they did a great job out there with Noemi and Alex, and nice to see what they can contribute. But the group looks pretty good to me, and I know we're really excited for the trip to Hawaii and a really tough non-conference.
In terms of lineups, rotations, just how close do you feel like you're at right now to where you think you'll be in a week or a month or whatever?
Well, I don't know if I was hoping, but I was hoping to get more clarity after tonight, and I didn't. So, but it's because of positive depth. So that's great. You know, we've never had this much depth in every position, and we really do. And I hope that's what's going to make us better throughout the years. Everybody just keeps pushing everybody. So I have no idea.
With that depth comes the experience, right? I mean, you're bringing seniors with a lot of experience, off the bench. How does that help you guys and the depth too, and the freshmen too coming in?
Yeah, it's just really interesting because we kind of have like a pro team and then like a U18 team, all on the same team, only 4 in between that. So my hope is that the younger group gets to learn from the older group, and they see the culture, the work ethic, everything that's going to take to be successful at a high level, and they want that, and they just copy. And so far, that's what's happening. And the older group is, they've been fantastic leaders, and we have a lot of great leaders in the group, not just 1 or 2. It's a whole group of them. So the goal is, as it gets harder throughout the year, can we continue to go with that? Because we're going to have bumps in the road. But again, I really liked that the young kids who did get in tonight, they handled it really well, and I thought they performed well. And maybe whatever nervousness they had, the older kids made them feel comfortable, and you could see that pretty quickly.
With the additions of Gabby and Kara, just what does their experience bring to what could be a starting lineup to kind of get your team back to where they finished and even higher next year or this season?
Yeah, it's interesting because last year and this season so far, I just really, I feel like it's just a really easy group to talk to. Because they get it. Like, I'm not telling them anything new, the older group, like they've been there, they've done it at a really high level. And so it's been fun, just really just connecting with them, on that level. Or they are aspiring to be pros, when they're out of here. So they just are getting ready for that and trying to soak up as much information as they can. So that's, well, coach doesn't want that, where they're just highly motivated. I don't have to rah-rah them. They're going to show up and they're ready to go every day. And again, I think they're showing that to the younger kids. So, having Gabby and Oni, who's not out there right now, but Oni and Kara, transferring is all grad transfers. And they were all like captains on their teams. It wasn't like they're just like transfers. They're like, really important pieces that really get it and add to our culture right away. So it's a blessing for us. And, I think it will pay off big time for our group.
Look at Brooke as a big part of your offense, but she was also a major part just of your defense. And obviously she's an irreplaceable player.
Yeah.
But just how has your defense really grown with her absence, maybe in Mimi and Gabby, and them having to step into a more defensive role for you this season?
Yeah, again, you can't replace Brooke with any one person. It's got to be a total group effort. Everybody needs to get better. I think Mimi's ball control has really improved. We needed that from her. Gabby, the role that Brooke played for us last year, Gabby did that for her Ohio State team that was really successful. So she's used to that, passing a lot of the court and taking care of a lot of the junk and making defensive plays. That's what she does. Alex, as a freshman, is very good at it already. That's a strength. She doesn't shy away from it. But really, like having Daly McClellan healthy and Georgia Murphy healthy, where they weren't last year, and seeing how much court they're able to cover, the two of them now, just feeling good, that's massive for us. So I think the combo of all those things, then Hannah actually, really wanting to play defense and at least doing a great job there. I think there's a lot of people that are making up for that, and that's the only way, we're going to do it with good, better team defense.
Talking about experience at Ohio State, this is the first time we've gotten to talk to you since they were announced that Oregon will now be a member of the Big Ten. Yep. So just kind of what have your conversations been like with the team? What are you looking forward to, it being your last year in the Pac-12?
We actually haven't talked much about it. Again, half of the team won't be here for it. They're all graduating. So, and also because of the way I makeup of our group, I don't want to put too much focus on it because this is their last season, and I want this to be just really special for them. That's why we scheduled the way we did, and they deserve it. So, but any type of conversation I've had with any of them has been super positive. They're all really excited about it. Again, it's a little bit of mixed. The there's people at the Pac-12 office who we love dearly and have great relationships with, and so that reality is really hard. And then just going into some different territories of playing, the rivals that we have established, and some of that, is difficult. But at the end of the day, the competition level that is going to happen in that conference is going to be just ridiculous. I mean, just what a high level. So, we want to be a part of that. And so we trust Rob and we trust our president and to make the right decisions. And so we're behind it and really haven't gotten any pushback from them. So.
You mentioned Mimi trying to do a little more. I mean, I think it's fair to say last year she maybe hoped to be a little more well-rounded, and by the end of the year it was just hit ball hard. Talk about what development have you seen, just how much more well-rounded can she be a contributor this year? Yeah, I mean, just, when the play's not perfect, she would just swing, right, last year, like you said, and now she has some shots in her bag that are, the only way to defend Mimi is by being deep and putting your hard hat on and hoping you get hit by it right, because she just hits the ball so hard and flat. So by her just keeping them a little off balance with some change-ups, some off-speed stuff, that is going to take her hitting percentage and raise that through the roof. So that's big, for her to be able to understand that feel. And then just ball control. She's a 6 rotation player for us, so the more that she can handle the ball, then the less we have to cover for her, to keep her on the floor, the more she can just handle her piece of the pie. And I thought she did a really good job of that tonight, and hopefully she just gains more confidence as we go on.
The challenge for a player that got National Freshman of the Year, all these accolades and stuff, now to come in, and obviously I don't think she was a surprise to teams last year, but she's really going to have the circle around her. Has she prepared for that in any way? Just not getting the sophomore slump, I guess.
I think anytime, I hope we all welcome pressure. I hope that's a good thing, and I think for her, she had so much success that now you could have more pressure on because things are expected of you. And I hope that's something that she wants. I hope she doesn't want to just surprise people. I hope she wants it to be like, no, I do this all the time. I'm a pro. This is what I do. And I think that's probably the biggest jump for her is doing that, understanding, hey, I was really good, but there's still so much growth for me to have. And again, it's not just in her hitting, it's so many different areas. And I think she's done a really good job with that. And just welcoming that. Welcoming that challenge. And again, I think she's doing it. And she just has a really great group around her that can support her in that. They keep her humble, okay? Let's put it that way. Okay.
Finally getting to play another opponent, just what are some things that you feel like your team needs to get better at, maybe improve on in the preseason before PAC play in order to get back to where you guys finished last season?
Yeah, I think our offense has looked pretty crisp early on, which, that's doesn't normally happen. Our blocking needs to get better. It's okay, but as we go, it's going to have to get more high level because you're going to face bigger, better competition that hits different angles and things like, so we have to get more on board with that. And then just falling in love with the rotation, we're going to have to figure out a lineup and hopefully gel and, and figure out each other and how to play together. So I feel like we're getting close, but there's definitely some areas for improvement there.
A couple more. Going to be a while before we see you again. What do you hope to get accomplished between now and then?
Well, I think we play like 5 top 14 teams in the preseason poll on the road, and then probably 3 or 4 more tournament teams. And then even those teams probably that might not make it are right on the bubble. Like they're going to be, it's just a brutal schedule, and we're away from home. But we're going to learn a lot about ourselves, And again, it's meant to challenge us. And again, we have a group that they have big goals, so then you have to give them the chance to achieve them. And so the schedule is the only way that we can do that. We got to go play the best teams. And we lost to Louisville at their place in a hard environment, and we didn't handle it great from the service line. There's some things we have to do better. So we can either shy away from it, and just hope it gets better on its own as we go, or, we need to go push. So going to Hawaii, going to Pitt, going to Marquette, go to some of these gyms, they're really tough home court advantages to play against. And we need to be able to look ourselves in the eye and know that when we're, at the Final Four or whatever moment that is, that we can do it. So I hope we come back, just really battle-tested and with a lot of confidence going into Pac-12 play.
And potentially with a resume that could lead to you hosting.
Yeah, I mean, we would have loved to have played Louisville and Nebraska at Matthew Knight Arena, right? And so the only way to do that is to have a top 4 RPI to get us here. And those teams don't want to come play us in the non-conference here. So we need to go find them, so that's what we're doing. And I asked the team when we did scheduling, I was like, what do you guys want to do? Because it's not up to me to make this. Like, you guys have to work to want to play this type of schedule, right, to be at this level. And if we're going to do it, then I want to know that we're all in. And they didn't even bat an eye. They looked at each other and they said, yeah, this is what we want to do. So we went out and found the matches we could find. So, and we should have some fun with it with Hawaii and going to San Diego. We have 3 players from San Diego on our roster, and Morgan, who's a 5th year, excited to bring her home. at that time. And then, you know, selfishly, I'm from close to Marquette, so my mom and her team are going to come watch us, and so there's some fun moments there. And Carson and Elise have Hawaii connections, so you know, we get to bring them home. So I think it's, you know, it should be a fun month, and we're really going to be excited to come back and play the Beavers here.